And we are closing in on the end of this season. And just to prove that you never can tell and mark up a win against a losing team, Miami stepped up today, tried to rest some guys in their lineup, and you know what? It bit them.
Well, they decided they were going to rest LeBron James and Chris Bosh, but Dwayne Wade was going to carry the attack tonight until the game started. And Dwayne Wade's finger became dislocated, and so much for the three biggies.
You gave away the surprise ending.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Here's Dwayne Wade, LeBron James doing something. And again, LeBron was going to be out for this one, and Wade was going to carry the day, right? Well, that was the plan anyway. As he comes off a screen, index finger on the left hand caught up. Looked like in a jersey there. Kendall, you've been there where that finger pops out of the socket.
Yeah, I've broken fingers just like that, and I can tell you the pain is excruciating, especially when you have to have it popped back in. So I know what Dwayne Wade was going through tonight.
Yeah, he was gone. Wouldn't see him no more. Cartier Martin, you saw a lot of him. 22 off the bench for Washington, inspired Washington Wizards coming to South Florida. Then Mo Evans, the steal ahead to John Wall.
Wall, double-double, 13 and 13 assists for John Wall.
36-25, Washington out in front against this makeshift Miami team. And then Jordan Crawford, half court.
Hey, let me tell you something about Jordan Crawford. He's not turning down nothing but his collar. He's never met a shot he didn't like.
And he loved that one, and so did the Wizards. 45-37.
Crawford had a Danny Granger-type night. He was two for 14.
I know.
But wait a minute, Miami has weapons. Jane Jones hits the three, 57-51, Washington. Chalmers to Jones again, and he's shooting him back in it. You want another three? Mike Miller bangs that one home. 67-66, Miami now with the lead.
Miller 4 for 8 from behind the three-point line.
John Wall. Serafin hits the jumper. He had 17 in the game. 80-77, Washington. Heat in transition. Chalmers drives, lays it up and in, and one.
He looked like a mini LeBron James on that move.
He ties it up at 80. Now 50 seconds left. Battier tied the game with a pair of free throws. John Wall to Nene.
Oh, Nene. I like Nene with this basketball team. You got to give it to the Washington Wizards. They've been playing pretty good basketball the past week or so.
But they turn it over. Chalmers on the break. Misses. Out of nowhere, Udonis Haslem, the putback.
He always comes up with plays like this. You never check this guy out. That's why he's always getting these tip slams and putbacks.
Ties the game at 84. That was huge. 4.2 left. John Wall drives. Nene. Yes, sir. 86-84, 0.5 left. Last chance, Mike Miller missing the three-pointer, and Washington goes into Miami and stuns the Heat as the Heat had ideas about closing in on Chicago, and they were tripped up here. Martin, 22 in the game to lead all scorers as they were not able to overcome the loss of Dwayne Wade. So a big step back for Miami in this one. Afterward, Wade talked about his injury and Spoelstra on what happens next.
We'll just take it day to day and see how the swelling, goes. I'm blessed that it's just dislocated, and that it wasn't broke or fractured. So, obviously the other guys on our team is experienced of late with LB and with JJ. So, just add me to the list.
We had a plan for him not to, and you have to mentally prepare to play, and particularly after Dwayne went down, it wasn't the situation for him to go back in. Dwayne dislocated his finger. He's feeling fine right now. They were able to reset it.
Well, most telling without LeBron and Wade, it was the Wizards in fast break points, the advantage 22-3. And that's not going to happen if those guys are in the lineup. So once again, Mike, I don't think you can put a check next to a team and say we're going to have this one tonight.
Yeah, but I'm trying to be fair to what took place in Miami tonight. And you don't sit out with LeBron James and a Chris Bosh if they're healthy. And if you really want to win that game against Washington, okay, you play them, you win the game. They're not worried about Indiana catching them. And I don't honestly think they thought that Chicago was going to lose all the way out the rest of the season. So at some point they felt the rest was more important than having those guys in the game. With all three of them going out, they just didn't have enough to beat Washington. Washington's still playing hard.
Yeah, I totally don't agree with resting players whole games. If you want to do that, you play them the first couple of quarters to keep them sharp, then you sit them down, And I think that's exactly why that the Miami Heat lost this basketball game. Also, lastly, did D-Wade have lenses in those glasses? Because if he didn't, that's a fashion faux pas.
You know what?
I know your lenses are pretty, your lenses are pretty thick right there.
There was no shine on his thing, was
yeah,
it?
no shine at all. But I can see the shine on yours.
How thick are those?
Frames? What do you think? These are the real deal.
Look at those, Coach. Look, we see no shine right there.
Right.
But when you put yours on, we can see the gleam. Okay?
I only put mine on when we're off camera. You know that.
That's true.
That's true.
So missing most of the game and perhaps missing lenses, but the bottom line is this for Miami. Are they settling in and figuring, look, we may have our fate now. We may be number 2.
I want to go back to one thing that Kendall was just mentioning. Go back a couple of years ago. Remember when Dallas had that great record and they were steamrolling into the playoffs, and they decided to sit all their guys that last game of the regular season,
Right.
and they never got their momentum back again, and Golden State wound up upsetting them in the first round of the playoffs when Golden State was playing 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
You sit guys out and you lose your rhythm, you lose your togetherness, you're gambling. It's a gamble.
Absolutely.
And Miami had all kinds of momentum going into this
did.
game.